Hey everyone, it's Lisa and today is Monday and I asked you on my Instagram this morning, I knew I was going to do a get ready with me and I didn't know if I wanted to do new products or older products, shop my stash, and most of you when I looked said shop my stash. So I might do another one with my new products later on in the week, maybe tomorrow, you never know. And so that's what this is. And the fun thing is it's good old classic beige and rich vanilla and my Shiseido BB Sport. So that is just such a good combination. So if you'd like to get this look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start, no primer or anything. We're gonna start with the Shiseido Sports BB 50 Plus. This has the wet force. I mean, it comes off so easily, but it's the best thing to use in the summertime. It is just so good. And I typically use this black, this is one of the professional beauty blenders. It's a little bit of more of a dense sponge, and I believe it gives you a little bit more coverage, and I typically use it just for my soft ochre paint pot, but today we're gonna use it for this because I remember this is my favorite one. And I know they're still available because I just saw it. Okay, so what I usually do is do a swirl, and I found out that I liked that just by accident by doing it. So, and I usually like to kind of just start placing it everywhere until I've kind of got it everywhere. And then just start bouncing it in. And I go right over my eyelids, go everywhere. Smells good too. It has like a clean, fresh type smell, like skincare. And best of all, most sunscreens are so tacky. You know what I mean? They're so tacky that you can't go over them with powder. You know, if you do, it can't be like mineral powder because it sticks so bad. Okay, let me look up close. Okay, and just a disclosure, my cheeks are still swollen. I'm kind of surprised. Every morning I get up and I'm hoping that my cheeks have gone down, but they haven't. They're still puffy right here. So, but that's where I had most of my broken capillaries. You can still see those showing through. So that's where she really got me, right there. And you can see my nose is still swollen too. Okay, but isn't that pretty? And it's dry. It's not, you know, just so tacky. Okay, this is so exciting. I am going to use, just like I used to do, my rich vanilla first. It's kind of lighter and a little bit more golden, and then I'm going to go back in with my classic beige. I have kind of not been using these because they're not available anymore, but one of you wonderful sweet girls told me that they still have these on Cult Beauty. I have never even shopped Cult Beauty, but evidently they have new and some older stuff too, and I checked and they have all these colors. So I am just gonna start using this so much more now because I just love it. So first I'll go in with my rich vanilla and get a generous amount out. When they get older, they get where they come out like in little balls, kind of like that. And what you need to do is, and this is my favorite brush for this, it's a Sephora 55, and you want to kind of bounce your brush in this and break those up so that, you know, you get a good fine coverage. Knock it off some. It does make the biggest mess. And always start where you want the most coverage, where you don't mind if it leaves like a little bit more, and that is usually on my cheeks. And then I just start kind of swirling it in, and don't press down too much, you know, let the brush kind of swirl it in like that, because that's where you're going to get the coverage into your pores, into your fine lines. Okay, I'm gonna go and do the other side just like that. So this is the classic beige, and so I'm gonna put some in the lid and then take the same brush, get it in there, knock it off. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, but I know this is gonna be darker, so I want to, this is kind of where I come in and just start my contouring, or, you know, just getting a little bit of shape. And I will go ahead and tell you, there just isn't another mineral powder as good as this. There just isn't. None that give you this shine. Okay, so I'm going to stick with that. Maybe do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use what's left on my brush here and go around. That I can remember just loving, loving, loving is the Ambient Light in Bronze Light, Luminous Bronze Light. So let's just use this one. So I just went through and was looking at some older brushes. This one, I don't know if this is still available anymore, but it's a good brush. It's the Wayne Goss brush. This one is really good. These Smashbox brushes, have you noticed, pay attention to like Desi, Katie, I'm trying to think of people that have been around a long time doing makeup. Just pay attention and you will see a lot of people still using these red Smashbox brushes. They are good brushes. They're very unique. And then, of course, my good old Sedona Lace angled brush. So I think I'm going to use this Smashbox one because it's easy. And I'm going to get some of that bronzer in my brush. And I always go up under my jawline, then down. Do I want any more? I think I want a little bit. Let's use this. I remember really loving this. Yeah, this gives a more of a full cheek, like that. When you're using this type of makeup, you do not need highlight, but there's just something so fabulous about this Laura Mercier highlight, matte highlight 01. I'm going to use this, more of a dense brush. It just gives good cheekbones. And then I like to do this back part of my cheek because my face is more narrow, so I'm wanting to widen it. If you don't, then you probably don't want to do that. And then that's all I'm going to do with that. And then for blush, oh my goodness, there's so many blushes that I love. One of my all-time favorites, you know, was Lorac Exposed, and they don't make those anymore, but something similar is Milani Luminoso. Okay, so I brought out here some Tarte blushes that I've always loved, and one of them is Exposed. And it is a nude matte blush, but it's beautiful. And I'm going to use that further back on my cheeks. Like that. And then just for a little pop of color right here, you guys loved it when I did that yesterday. And yesterday I was just wearing a new Maybelline, I think it's Maybelline, it was one of those squeezy tube blushes that I've shown you before. I will put it down below. And then I used the pink, cool pink color out of a Sigma palette because I felt like I wanted more than that squeezy tube, and so I used that. But this is one of my all-time favorites, Mineralized MAC Blush in Dainty. And so we're going to take that and just bring it in. Now that my cheeks are kind of swollen, I'm kind of just going with it and putting some color on my cheeks right there. Like that. To go completely old school, we're going to take some MAC Fix Plus. This is my favorite. It's the lavender. And what we're going to do is, even though this is not matte, we don't need it for any illumination or anything like that, I like to do this with my hair dryer or like my space heater to kind of bring all of these powders together, and it really gets in your pores and everything. So we're gonna do this a lot. Let's see what this does. This is the NARS. It is the crystal setting, translucent setting powder, but it's still that same type of powder. And I just didn't want to use my Charlotte Tilbury because that might matte out some spots too much. So I want to use like a small brush. I don't think this one, oh yeah, this is a Morphe, so it's probably still available. It's a Morphe M510. So let's just get a little bit, work it in the brush, and then just go right in where we don't want to shine quite as much, kind of more strategically. Okay, anywhere else? I don't mind shining a little bit. Oh, they are so sore right there where that stuff is. You know, now it's all making sense to me what she did. She like put something in there and like basically cut it back in there where those microbladed places were, and it went in there and then it like absorbed the color, and then now it's kind of scabbing up. And she said, unlike, you know, when you get your when you get your brows microbladed, you don't want it to flake and come off. You keep on putting oil on it. Where this, she said, you want it to flake, and whew, it is sore. So I'm going to just use my same ash brown because I'm in love with this right now. And all I do is use the lighter side, knock it off a little bit, and I'm going to be light, come off that top, and then just extend it out a little bit, and then use the rest up this way and fill it out like that. Okay, I'm still going to go in with the soft ochre paint pot, and I've always loved paint pots, and do my lids. So upper and lower lids with this. I brought both of these out here. I can't decide which one I want to use because I love this chocolate bar palette so much, but I feel like maybe I've used that recently because I've been loving it so much. So the Naked 2 palette is inexpensive, it's good, so let's just use this one. And I'm gonna go into Frisk and start a crease color like this. You know what I should have done? I'll do it next because I've already done this. Okay, let's do Frisk. Okay, I should have put a little bit of bronzer in the crease because I feel like this is a really cool palette. So I'm going to take some of this ambient bronze and just put it in here a little bit. I'm going to kind of brush it up into my eyebrow right there, but my eyebrow comes down right there, so it's pretty easy to do. Okay, now we're going to still take this little heart thing, and I'm going to go into Primal. And we're going to kind of run it across the lid here and use it just in the outside. Nothing special, just my same kind of winged out shadow. Okay, now the darkest, or next to the darkest one here, is going to be Cover. So I'm just, same brush, let's go even more on the lid. And I'm just kind of blending that up. Some people, you'll notice that when they take something like this, they'll actually make room for their bottom too. I don't like to do that because my eyes already turned down. I'm trying to lift them a little bit. So I don't want mine coming like down here like that. But you may want to do that. That's just an option. Okay, I'm going to now take a smaller brush and do just a little bit of that. Do I want to? I don't think I'm going to put anything on my lower right now. I don't think I want to do that today. I think I want to just leave them like they are. Now I'm going to take some of the Stark, which is a matte color, and this is the 203, and I'm going to just put that up here. Just to put a little bit of a matte highlight. Then I'm going to take it and kind of run it in that third right there. And maybe blend that little edge out a little bit. Like that. Yeah, that looks pretty and soft. And then the darkest color we have is Undone. And I don't know if I'm gonna use that today. Well, we can use it here. Let's put a little bit, maybe right here. Run it maybe 2/3 across. Of course, one of them always gets more blended than the other. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And it's the 173 Espresso. And you can see I've just about hit pan, but I just love it. It's such a good brown liner. And the brush I like is old. It's an old Sigma. It's back when they had the MAC numbers. It's a SS209, but they do make a Sigma liner brush again. And so I like to get some on my brush pretty generously. And then I kind of work it in the brush in the lid. Then I'm going to do just, you know, a normal wing. Not too thin, not too thick. I'm just going to kind of cover my lash line right now. So I would look ahead, decide where I want it to go. The eyeshadow gives me a lot of a, you know, pattern for that. I'm just going to blend it right in with that. Bye, baby. Get out of here. Oh, you look so good.
You know, I like my hair like this. I'm gonna try.
I do too. So you can see how I've tried to even them up. This one looks a little sketchy right here. I'm not gonna worry about it, but I'm gonna show you what to do if you are worried about it. It depends on your eye shape. See, I kind of like the way it's bringing my eye kind of level. That is what I like to do. And I don't mind having a thick winged liner, but a lot of people don't like that look. Plus, I'm not through with the eyeshadow, and we're using some pretty full-on lashes today that I've never used. So, okay, let me keep this out. But what you would do is take your brush like that, and I don't have anything on it, and I would just kind of bear down and maybe sharpen that up if you want to. Now comes the fun part to me. I go back in that same palette, and I have to use one of my Louise Young brushes. This is the LY38B. And I'm going to go into, now when you use this brush, it's a natural hair and it's longer and more condensed. It's going to give you more color than the fluffier, you know, what am I trying to say? Unnatural fiber. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Anyway, so go back into, I'm going to go back into, I think, Primal. And I'm going to go from that wing. And I'm going to lightly go in and then kind of buff it out like that. And then buff it up almost to my eyebrow like that. And then that gives you that good shape. And then if you want to, here, let me wipe that off some. You can, did I put any shimmer in there yet? You could take this, is it called Skimp? Yeah. To add just a little bit and then whatever's left. I'm going to use old school, just good old CoverGirl Lash Blast in black. And I'm going to use these lashes that I've never used, but they were still in my stash. I've had them forever. I think I must have ordered them when I was ordering my Iconic Lights, because that's what I usually wear. But these are Ethereal Light, and they look like this. So I thought we would just try these today. So I'm going to get them out. Let me measure them to see how crazy this is going to be. I really set myself up, I think. Okay, looks like I only need to cut a little bit off of the end, which might take away a little bit of that shape, but I'm just going to have to. One thing I could do is cut a little bit off of both ends, but then it might make this lash too long. So I am going to just cut barely, I think, 2 tiny little clumps off of the end. So we're going to take off what I've got. I've got on that Fit Glow Overnight Conditioning Serum. A good oldie but a goodie, the Estee Lauder Rose. That gloss was keeping it from sticking a little bit. It's one of my favorite pinks. Another one is Charm, Lancome Charm, but this one is a little bit darker. Okay, and then I'm excited to use this. It is the Huda Beauty Lip Strobe in Angelic. It's gorgeous, and you don't need a lipstick under it. It's beautiful. Gosh, okay. Is it too much? I don't like it. It's just too much. It's too much strobe. Here, let's blot it. Okay, I think I need to, let me put my lashes on and we'll change that. I love that so much. Maybe I used to wear just a little bit over something else. Wish me luck. Okay, these suckers are full on. So I'm going to stick my inside in, and they're still a little long, so I'm not going to take them all the way down to the, okay. I can already tell I can't take it because they're sticking me. Let me cut a little bit more off. I had to cut right much more off because they were sticking me so bad. So I cut 2 more clumps off. So these, it should be better now, but the thing is, there's still a little much, but we're gonna make it work. I would much rather have like my red cherries, 43. But these two, these look pretty now that I've cut half of them off. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do now, because I did that, is I need to put a little bit more liner on the inside, and so I'm gonna get the Stila brown liner, and then I'm gonna grab another lipstick to use with this. Okay guys, this is funny. I put some of that CeraVe micellar cleaning water on a tissue to take off this lip, and it wouldn't, look. It won't budge. So that definitely stays. So I grabbed a, this is just my, this will get it. This is one of the, yeah. This is one of the Costco wipes. Kirkland wipes. We're gonna go a totally different direction than that. Now I think I remember I like that over something. I'm gonna have to look it back up. I have to always go back to my old videos. Okay, so we're gonna do, first we're gonna do this liner, make my lashes look better. So this is the Benefit roller liner, and we're gonna go in here and just bring this in a little bit more. Oops, goodness. Like that. And then maybe bring it down like right here some. Let's take some salted caramel, which is kind of a warm brown, and do like that. Yeah, I think that helped. Change directions. We're going to do Iconic Nude. I have not worn this in so long. Charlotte Tilbury. This is going to be good because anytime you start off with one lip combo and then you take it off and you do another, there's just something about it. It always looks good. I think it's a combination of the colors and just your lips are already kind of primed. Okay. Then I thought we'd use one of my old faves, Burberry English Rose. Like that. And then I think I've got Buxom Celeste out here somewhere. Here she is. She makes everything better. So you just do a little bit right there and a little bit right there to get that done right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so now what I want to do is just a little bit, you notice I didn't use any concealer because that Shiseido and the mineral powders, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and take this down too so I can see what I've got here. Okay, but I know that especially with that swelling right in here, I've got that darkness. So the two things that I like to use at the end are, where are they? I know I brought them out here. Okay, it's this and then the Maybelline DreamLumi. This is actually my favorite. It's in Radiant, but they don't sell it anymore. So if you can find it anywhere, it's the best. But the next best thing is the Prep and Prime by MAC in Radiant Rose. The worst thing about this is I don't like, it's a little bit more, and I don't like the applicator quite as much, but just make sure you're not gonna get a big glob of it. And put a little bit in here, just a little bit. And then use your finger and kind of pat it out until you like the results. It's going to kind of just highlight in there so it doesn't look so deep. And then I'm going to take a little bit more and I'm going to put them in right here. And there's two colors. The other one is a yellowy tone. It's not as good as this one. This one helps because it is the pinky tone. Always remember too, when you're watching someone do their video, you're not going to be up that close. So, you know, give them a little bit of slack for just a normal person distance. Tell me down below what you liked the most and what you kind of miss me wearing the most, or what you like, just your thoughts. And my hair is dirty, but that's okay. I'm just going to actually go to the grocery store today, and I might go into Ulta to see Brooke and see, there's a new Too Faced palette coming out that I have been sweating for like 2 weeks, and I wanted to see if it comes out. And then there's some other new things I wanted to look for, and then it'll be time to get Will. So I've just got on something casual, but I'll go ahead and do an outfit of the day. So today I have on, I think this is my favorite thing from the Walmart, just kind of like casual leisure wear haul, and it's these joggers. And here's Bubba sleeping, and I've just got on my Uggs right now. I'll probably just keep these on, and the Target tank. And I don't think I'm gonna have to wear a jacket today because it's supposed to be 70, and so this is probably just what I'll wear for the day. And no earrings, just rings that my parents gave me. I love these two together. I've been wearing these two. And the U necklace from Oliver, and I think she still sells these. Nail polish is the black leather from China Glaze, and Bridget's calling for me to let her out. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.